What's up and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be working on Papa T's car. So let me give you guys a quick rundown of what we've been doing with this, because you've seen this car on the channel a lot lately, and there's been an ultimate goal that I've not really talked about. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, if you will, and it's a big deal to us. It may not be to you guys. This car has a 3550 Tremec transmission in it right now. He's never really liked this transmission. If you guys don't know, they're very notchy, but we feel like something's just not right about it. We understand that they're notchy, but this one's just, I don't know. So I will go ahead and spill this part for you guys. There's a good possibility that Andrew is going to get the transmission out of this car, and we'll probably send it to Neo, let him rebuild this thing, freshen it up, and Andrew may be putting it in something else. I'm sure you guys can already guess what, but he loves these transmissions. So anyway, that transmission is going to come out of Papa T's car today, and we are going to be putting something else in it. That's right, guys, the good old Z-Spec over here. So I bought this transmission new, what, a couple of years ago, maybe? Something like that, maybe last year, I can't even remember. But we're gonna be putting this Z-Spec in his car because, guys, I'm just gonna be honest with you. We love the way a T5 shifts. So many people give these transmissions a bad rap. I'm telling you now, if you know how to shift one and you know how to take care of it, these T5s are not horrible. I'll say that, they're not horrible. Yes, they're not the strongest thing out there, but they will last you. Even kind of beating on gears and snatching on it, you just gotta know how to do it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now this is going to be a lot of time lapse in this video today, just because we don't have a lot of time. Papa T's got somewhere he's got to be, so we're going to get this thing up in the air and we're going to start taking this transmission out, and I will, there again, always cover any details that I feel like you guys need to know about or that will help you. And at the end we'll wrap everything up and we'll do a final kind of closure and maybe drive the car down the road. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now let's talk about this for a second. We are going to leave the clutch in. This is a 10 spline, just like the T5. So we're going to leave all of this in. There's nothing to do here other than just slap the other transmission in it. There again, you know, I love to inspire you guys and to kind of hold your feet to the flame, if you will. Guys, stuff like this is not that hard. Now, I understand we're using a lift. I get it, but it's still just nuts and bolts. Get you a friend over. If you got a transmission issue or something like that and this thing needs to come out, just get out here and get after it. I promise you, it will come out. You can do the job. It doesn't take that many tools. I will tell you this, if you're going to be doing a job like this, make sure you have a lot of extensions. Like, I mean, possibly up to like 4 feet of extensions. No exaggeration. I mean, it's always good to have that amount. Have you a couple swivels, aka universals, and just some patience. And also some of this stuff, some deep creep. Guys, this stuff has saved our asses so many different times. So here is the 3550. We're going to go ahead, set this one on the ground over there, and then we're going to stick this little bitty lightweight T5 back in the car with my old bell housing. This is the setup that actually came out of the Calypso. So this bell housing, that transmission, all come out of the Calypso. Now he's got a new clutch in this car. All this stuff is fairly new, what, probably 2-3 years old, maybe, something along those lines. But the car had no miles. Yeah, I bet it don't have 500 miles on it. So we're gonna go ahead and address this, get this stuff on. I'll get back up with you guys afterwards. I'll set you back up in a time lapse. I'm gonna try to put you somewhere a little different this time, because I was looking at it. I don't think you guys could probably see anything from over there where you're at. So I'll put you down here somewhere kind of low. We'll do a time lapse. I'll come back and we'll talk about it after we get it running. All right, as you can see, we got the T5 up in here, and only thing left is the exhaust. So I'm just gonna turn the time lapse off to try to preserve battery for you guys. But Papa T's up here just buttoning up a couple different things, zip tying some stuff up out of the way. But guys, that's it. All we got to do now is put the exhaust on it, and we'll bust this thing off, check everything, make sure it's good, and if the rain holds out, then I'll try to drive today and show you guys that it works. Well, hang tight, and I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Chamber. All right, guys, this looks like it was a success. We're gonna go ahead and slap the shifter handle on it, drive it real quick light, make sure everything's okay. All right, guys, let's go take the car down the road real quick light. We're just gonna make sure the transmission shifts. Come back, we'll talk about it. Notice that we don't have the boot on. Something's going on with our cross member or our mount. It's got the transmission pushed up a little too high. So we're just driving right now to test everything out. We'll fix that later. Not going to beat on this car, believe it or not. I know I say it a lot. We're not going to beat on it right now. We're going to get this thing back to the house, finish buttoning everything up. We'll talk about it later. All right, we are back, and I want to talk to you about something. As you can see, whenever I was driving the car, you noticed that the shifter sat really high in the car. There seems to be a difference in transmission mounts. Now, guys, I'm not going to go into the details of it because I don't know the details. But this is the second time this has happened to me. It happened to me with the Calypso and this transmission. I don't know of any difference that it could be transmission-wise. No difference that I've ever heard of. But this exact transmission gave me the same problems in the Calypso. So, seems to be that Ford switched mounts at some point, like the height of the mounts, and that's causing problems. So we did some modifications, but first let me tell you guys that we did swap out cross members, 2 different cross members that didn't change anything. So that wasn't the issue there. I should have videoed this for you guys. I'm sorry, I do apologize, but we just kind of got busy. So as you can see, what we did is we took this mount apart. I cut all the rubber off of it and took this mount apart, and it's 2 pieces. And all I did was piece this thing together in here, push the transmission up and the mount, and then tack weld it up here where it needs to be, and then pull it all down and re-weld it. So as you can see, this thing no longer has any rubber in it. So it's a solid mount essentially now. It's all welded up on 3 sides. This thing should hold no problem. Now, I'm fully aware that there are other mounts out there, but we can't be guaranteed that these mounts are gonna work. We need this car off the lift because we got other stuff going on. And you guys always want to see some budget stuff, right? Well, that's some budget stuff. I'm sorry I didn't video that. I probably should have, but I don't feel like you guys are really going to be doing that anyway. But there's an issue with mounts and transmissions. If you have an issue to where you can't put your like beauty ring back around your shifter, more than likely it's going to be a transmission mount issue. And guys, I'll look into this a little bit further, and if you know anything, post it down in the comment section below, and let's help some people out. And when I figure out the ins and outs of it, we'll do a complete video on it, because I know it's happened to me twice, and I know it's happened to you guys because I read it on the internet. The internet doesn't lie, right? Anyway, let me go ahead and finish this up, and we'll talk about the car once I get it all down. So as you can see, we got everything in here now. The bezel's back on. Guys, just wonderful. We got him a new radio in here. Now we're not done with this. We're gonna we got some new speakers ordered for the car. We're gonna put those in, and as you can see down here, we have our wires already pre-ran on both sides. They're just under the floor mat, because we're gonna put speakers up here. This thing actually doesn't have any speakers up here. Guys, the difference the transmission can make will blow your mind. Yeah, before he couldn't downshift. It was just real notchy, and then, man, a T5, guys, you gotta love a T5. So we just took the car down the road, drove it again. Everything's good. We didn't really bang any gears. We hit them a couple times, and it does seem to stretch out a little further.
Oh,
First gear is definitely geared a little different, and he loves it. I love it, guys. I'm just glad that we're getting this car back in order. There's still a few things. We have hardly no brakes. We got to figure that out. We got to put a power steering rack. What else? That's about it after that, I think. He's talking about a heater core. He don't get cold enough for a heater core. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. And as always, thanks for watching.